More than 160,000 riders from around the globe started the Zwift Academy. A 4-week cycling challenge on the virtual roads of Zwift. For most, it's a personal quest to build fitness or for fun, but for others, it's a competition with the ultimate prize. Having completed the Zwift Academy in their own homes, the very best have now been selected for the grand final and brought to Spain, where just 10 riders remain in the fight to become a professional cycler.
There's no opportunity quite like this.
After 5 grueling days of intense competition, we will know who will be joining 2 of the world's best cycling teams, Carne and Canyon SRAM.
I think the rider needs to be good enough to compete at every race.
This is the Zwift Academy Finals.
It's going to be super challenging. Best person will win.
It's the first double day for our finalists. Outdoors, then in. They go head-to-head on the streets of Crit City.
Buckle up, it's going to go right down to the line.
And 2 of our wannabe pros will be going home early.
The riders that will be leaving the competition are.
Yesterday's hill climb time trial went well for both Luca and Will. But sadly, this morning, Will delivered some bad news to the team.
So, just found out this morning that I tested positive for COVID.
Well, honestly, I don't really know what to say other than this absolutely sucks, and we're all gutted for you. We did, though, want to get you out here, just have a bit of a chat with the Christophs as well.
Because it's so sad that for you that you have to go home. Our idea was to follow you a bit more. Maybe when you're doing well, even invite you to some kind of training camp with our Devo team.
Well, we'll just keep doing what you are doing. Actually, it's a really brutal way of getting out of this competition this way. We were really looking forward to see your further evolution here during this week. You are a bit the new kid on the block. You still need to discover cycling. I was really looking forward on, okay, how is Will going to handle the next days? We really want to follow you up, like Christoph said, and then hopefully see you next year again.
Yeah, well, to be honest, like, the last 5 days has been, like, genuinely the best of my life. You know, it's sad that I'm not going to be able to finish it. You know, although it's unsatisfactory not being able to finish the week and push through with the best of my ability, it just gives me extra motivation, like, in the future to reflect on what I've learned in the next year, like, improve on them and maybe come back stronger.
With Will leaving, we're now down to 4 riders for both men and women.
Good morning, finalists. Hopefully you've recovered slightly from yesterday's grueling day because there's another hard day on the cards today.
That's right, not 1 but 2 rides today. First up, a steady 2-hour spin, but where the coaches are once again going to be scrutinising your skills, and this time focusing on some key technical elements that can often trip up even experienced pros in races, like putting on rain jackets, dropping back to the team car, grabbing water bottles and the like.
Then later today, we're going to head down to the Zwift Arena, where it's going to be the first head-to-head race on Zwift.
That's right. It'll be a battle for supremacy, but also potentially for survival, because 2 of you might be going home tonight.
I mean, I haven't experienced having to follow cars in races or get bottles, so it'll be new for me for sure, but I'm excited to just learn that. I do know how to put on my jacket and things like that. Yeah, we'll see how it is.
Really looking forward to the race in the evening. I think it suits me well. I will try to do the best I can and to win also this challenge.
I'm Luca Vergallito. I'm from Milan and I'm 25 years of age. My nickname is Il Bandito and everybody is wondering why. My father used to call me Luchito Il Bandito. 4 years ago, I took sort of famous KOM in Italy, Laghi di Cancano, and from there I decided to switch my name from my real name to Il Bandito on Strava and then to all the social media. In the first period, everybody was wondering, who is this guy? 50 years old man with the e-bike or something. So I started riding my bike when I was probably around 7, 8 years of age. My love for cycling came out when I was probably around 14. I did some racing, even though I'm no more racing competitive, I still train a lot. I started riding on Zwift in 2018, but I was just doing some training when outside it was raining. I think my specialty is medium to long climb. I think I'm good also from an endurance point of view. I don't know if I have what it takes to get the pro contract, but I know that I will give my best and try to reach that goal. Riding your bike for living, I think it will be incredible. So I think that this is my chance to reach that dream.
So the first ride of the day was 45 kilometres and 660 metres of climbing, riding with the pros. What's fascinating about this competition is that there's a whole new breed of cyclists emerging, those who are Zwifters, and indoor cyclists first and foremost. I mean, Zwift is great for staying fit and motivated, especially when you're short on weather, short on time and short on roads. It's also risk-free and super accessible, and a great way into the sport. The Zwift Academy then is the perfect opportunity for new physically gifted athletes, as it is for our finalists, but for the pro ranks, they need to be the complete package. Riding in the pro peloton takes a lot of skill, and to be able to navigate your way around the peloton is super important. So today the riders are going to be learning some of those key skills like taking bottles from the car, riding behind the car, putting rain capes on, and most importantly, taking a musette. Let's see how they get on. Let's see if I can get this one. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Oh, not too bad. Where are my snacks? Keeping the team leaders in best condition during a race often means a rider dropping back through the wheels to the car and collecting something for them. In this case, for the men, 4 bottles.
First up, it's Cooper. He seems exceedingly comfortable. This, in fact, looks like a bit of a masterclass.
This is good bottle handling. Last one. Appa. And he is efficient. Back in.
Hello. There we go. Go on then. What are we giving that? 9?
Yes.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Luca, you can bring them back to Christophe. So you are rid of it again.
Do an exercise with a wild dog.
Tour de France training.
Next exercise is the dog in the peloton. That way.
Thanks.
Next, it's Lucas, and this is not going well. He is going far too slowly, which means that it will be really hard for him to get the water back to the group.
You're gonna be dropped, eh?
Yeah.
That's geflasht.
What are we saying, 4 out of 10?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. He's dropped.
Christophe now needs to pace him back up with the draft from the car.
He almost crashed. He was almost behind us.
Yeah, water bowl down.
One isn't better than a man down.
Yeah.
You can hand them over to Christoph. Lucas, thank you. The ones that are still
I got one.
Yeah, we put it on your bill. Maybe it's only 3.5 now, instead of 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
With the men waiting for Lucas to bring them a drink, it's the women's turn to get their lunch from the side of the road. They have the added stress of doing this in close proximity to another rider.
I'll try and keep it concise. I'm Alex Morrice, I'm 22 and I'm from Guildford in England. I started riding growing up. I think cycling was definitely a family activity. I was in my second year of uni. I decided to try triathlon. I switched my preference from running to cycling and have never looked back. When I started racing on Zwift, it wasn't too long ago. It was at the start of the year in 2021. I definitely enjoyed the intensity of the race and was really happy with how I did. It definitely gave me some confidence to race outside. I did my first National Series race in Lancaster in July and was second on the podium, which I still can't quite believe. Yeah, I have an identical twin sister. And yeah, we're best friends. No, don't say that. I'd say I'm quite an all-rounder. I definitely enjoy a race where there's a lot of climbing involved, but at the same time, I do enjoy a lot of variety. I think this week is really special. There's no opportunity quite like this. Winning would be the absolute dream. This is like the perfect time for me to become a professional cyclist. I'm gonna put everything into it because I know how special the team is. I try to not worry and compare myself too much on the numbers and just hope that when the time matters, I can perform at my very best and just focus on my own performance.
With the skills test done, the judges will now have a better idea of how much work would be needed to get the finalists up to scratch for pro racing. But what about tactics? Well, that is for challenge number 2. So, how does a Zwift race work then? Well, just like all the other Zwift rides this week, the riders are on indoor trainers, TACs in this case, which will record the rider's power output, then transfer that into the virtual world where their avatar will move accordingly on Zwift. Now, just like the real world, your avatar is affected by gradient, but also wind resistance, crucially, so you can draft behind other riders to save energy. Unlike the real world, the riders will also get awarded power-ups, and our commentary team will talk you through those shortly. Now, this is going to be a points race, short and fast, so it's not about which rider necessarily crosses the finish line first. It's about which rider can amass the most points over the course of the race, sprinting at a point on each and every lap. 3 points for the first rider across the line, 2 for second, 1 for third, and double points on the finish line. Which type of rider is going to win? Well, you either need a really big engine to burn all your competitors off your wheel, or you need to have a cracking sprint and the ability to recover quickly between those efforts. Whichever type of rider you are there, you're also going to need to be tactically astute, which is something the coaches are really going to be looking out for. It's a key attribute for a professional cyclist, and it's not always one that can be taught. The women are up first in the Zwift Arena, so as they warm up, it's over to Dave Toll and Hannah Walker.
Welcome to the fabulous Crit City for this, the Zwift Academy points race. I'm Dave Toll, and sitting alongside me for the duration of these next 2 high-stakes races is the one and only Hannah Walker. Welcome, Hannah.
Thanks, Dave. High stakes indeed. I've been on the ground here in southern Spain watching all week, and I can tell you these are much closer battles for these 2 contracts than you might at first think. And this race is an important next challenge for our finalists on their quest to become a pro rider for either Canyon SRAM or Alpecin-Deceuninck next season.
You're not wrong, Hannah. And you may ask yourself, what are the pro team judges looking for in this Zwift race? Well, being up close and personal, they get the opportunity to see each rider both physically and tactically, both in the room and on a screen, all at the same time. That helps you understand if they are a racer or not, and at the same time see what power they can put out in a bunch sprint.
It's truly a unique opportunity that you don't get when following a race in a team car.
First up is the women's race. Talk us through what they have in front of them and how this is going to work, Hannah.
Well, Dave, 5 laps of the downtown Dolphin course here in Crit City. It's a fast circuit course, one of my personal favourites, and one in which always dishes up the drama. It's a points race with sprints to the arch at the top of Brook Hill, where riders will collect points. 3, 2 and 1 for the first, second and third across the line. 5 laps means 5 sprints, so there's lots of points on offer, but it doesn't stop there. The final sprint is for the finish line, where double points are awarded, 6, 4 and 2 points. So it could all come down to that last finish line sprint.
Okay, girls, a short and not very sweet race coming up. Give it your all and good luck.
And they're underway. The 4 finalists, Nila Lang, Alex Morrice, Elena Wuyan, and also Chiara Donni are 4 finalists in this Zwift Academy. They make that right turn, they're on to the brick climb where it starts to ramp up. We're at 4%, 5%. Here is Alex Morrice, the British rider who's trying to go clear, try and break her opponents at the moment, putting down some big watts there, 13.5 watts per kilogram, and she goes through that arch with ease.
So 1 lap in, 1 sprint down, and Alex has got the lead on 3. Chiara second with 2, and Elena is in third right now, sitting on 1 point, with Nila yet to score. These sprints come thick and fast. There's 1 sprint a lap, double points at the finish, so you need to compete every time if you want to win the race.
Let's have a quick look and a reminder of the power-ups available for the riders. Awarded at the lap arch, the riders will have a chance to collect a feather, which reduces a rider's weight by 10% for 15 seconds. A draft power-up, which can be used to full effect to hold a wheel when a rider attacks. And finally, the all-important aero power-up. Most powerful when used right and gives the riders an aero boost. It really does feel like things are starting to bubble. Here goes Elena Wu-Yan with an aero boost power-up. She gains half a second at the moment as she makes that right turn into brick climb. Is she going to be able to take maximum points, take the 3 at the arch? At the moment, she's got a fierce challenge from Alex Morrice, who's coming up behind. She gets out of the saddle again, another injection of pace, but Morrice is going to take the maximum points again.
Second lap, second sprint, and for the second time we've had the same result. Alex 3, Chiara 2, Elena 1, and still to score is Lang. She really does need to get some points on the board soon, or this is over for her. Alex is going to be on a roll right now. She is more than punching above her weight right now. You can see that the Italian has been testing her, but ultimately it looks like it's going to be Nila again with the power-up.
Nila Lang with the aero power-up at the moment. Chiara Donni is just following her every move. Elena Wu-Yan following the move from Alex Morrice, the British rider. She drops the feather lightweight power-up at the moment. Percent gradient. She starts to open things up, but here goes Donni. She rounds the corner. Is she going to take the points? The Italian rider takes maximum points then. Elena Wu-Yan taking the 2.
7 apiece there for Alex and Chiara. So this is going to be a thriller, folks. Buckle up. It's going to go right down to the line. There you go. The Italian now, as you say, injecting some tempo, but they respond so well. Boy, there does not seem to be a weak link in this group of 4.
I'm really interested. At the moment, Morrice, Chiara Donni, they're going to be watching each other with 7 apiece, with still more intermediate sprints to come. And how I've seen it at the moment, you take a look at Chiara Donni, and she's the oldest rider within this selection process. She's the oldest finalist at 37 years of age. And she's looking for that professional contract. She knows that she is the strongest in this competition. She knows that she's been consistent throughout all the challenges. And hey, the age doesn't play a part in this. We've seen Annemiek van Vleuten winning the inaugural Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift this year at 39 years of age. Age is nothing but a number, and Donni is showing her worth here.
I love it, Hannah. I really do. On the flip side of that coin, riders like Alex, she can hold her own in a group like this. She's definitely a next-level athlete. All right, well, here we go. And an attack. Here we go, Hannah. They have hit out.
Wu Yan taking her opportunity at the moment. She rounds the right-hand corner onto brick climb. Take a look at those watts, 509 watts at the moment. Wu Yan with the aero boost at the moment. Morrice into the slipstream.
Elena Wu Yang, the Harvard grad, racing out of New York City, shows her Zwift craft to get back in touch, take the 3 points, ties Chiara Donni. It really speaks to how deep she can dig. She is scraping the bottom of the water now. She fights back. This kid is all heart right now, Hannah. Alex Morrice is holding her power-up. She hasn't used it. Every other rider is using their power-up, sprinting for the arch each time as they know they'll get a new power-up as they go through the arch, but not Alex. She's handicapping herself, Hannah.
She is, Dave, and I can't work out why. Chiara and Elena are both very experienced Zwift racers, but Alex keeps taking points. She is obviously so strong in the sprint. Will she pay for all that extra effort, though?
Okay, going into the final lap, Alex on 9. She has a 2-point lead over Chiara and Elena, who are both tied at 7 points. It's all for Nila, but she won't give up without a fight. But it looks like now, I think we've got 3 riders that are really in contention, especially remembering that we've got the double points out here. Little bit of luck goes a long, long way. They say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I think that that's all in play right now. Lang has got to attack, and I have a feeling she's going to throw one big effort at them as the German rider goes into monster mode, and they cover. Hannah, these ladies have been incredible, irrepressible out here. It looks like the Italian now has put the accelerator down on the floorboard, Hannah.
She certainly has, and she's trying to take her opportunity. These riders will be able to see how are each other feeling.
Sprint number 5, and one last time up Brick Hill. Alex still hasn't used her power-up. It's like she's racing with the brakes on, and this could cost her the race. Here we go. And as Lang attacking, Morrice was there, and it looks like now it's going to all come down to this. Lang doing what she can. I love the heart that we're seeing from the German rider. She will not lie down, but look at this. Coming over the top is going to be Chiara Donni, and Donni now, she'll have the points if she can hold on. The worst she can do is a tie for the win. She's finally using her power-up to get back in touch, but just like racing on the road, getting back on is much easier said than done. And she's gonna have to burn every match she's got and use her power-up to get back up there.
Teamwork going on between Nila Lang and Chiara Donni there, where they've got themselves together here. Can they claw themselves back? Is it going to all be too late? Is it going to be a fight between these 2 riders? And will Donni go on to take the maximum points? Double points on the finish line, don't forget.
And I tell you what, she knows that she doesn't have to beat anyone else. Just hanging here, doesn't need, and she's gonna do it anyways, doubling down. Italiano, this is unbelievable. Can Nila Lang hold on? Hannah, it's a command performance from Chiara Donni. That's the champion standard.
Okay, Beth and Magnus, my word, like a tough race. First impressions, Beth?
Well, it was really even. I did like that Eleanor did that attack and went for early because she thought, okay, she has nothing to lose, so that was actually impressive. I think Alex did really well, quite consistent. She probably paid for it in that last sprint, but I mean, kudos also to Chiara to try to, maybe she timed it to plan like this, and I think Nelly was just all out even.
So there you get a look at the points breakdown. Really deserves a pat on the back. Chiara Doni, you are the champion, the gold standard. No question. Alex, bright future for you. Elena Wuyan doing the United States proud out here, that's for sure. And I must say that Neela Lang, there's no question that this world is your oyster. You can do it all.
I was planning to do an early attack, but my legs were hurting on each sprint, so I decided to stay in the group.
And no one really let anybody go. It was kind of all together, everybody going for the sprints each lap.
Yeah, correct. It was pretty tough. Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I think.
Didn't look like fun.
I knew it would kind of suit me slightly better than the other riders because I know they're a lot lighter than me, so longer efforts up climbs might not suit me such. But yeah, I tried my best with the sprints and held on for the first few. I was a bit disappointed at the end that I couldn't keep up with Chiara and Nele.
You were pretty much up there in all the sprints, so you have to be pretty happy with how you rode that.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy with my performance. I think given my strengths and my profile, I raced smartly, tried to conserve energy when we were not sprinting. I think I saw the results. I had the lowest watts per kilo average, which means I was decent at conserving energy and just using it where it mattered. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I really needed to perform well today. I don't have any regrets.
Next up is the men's race. How are these guys looking to you, Hannah?
Ooh, this is a hard one to call, Dave. They're so closely matched on a course like this, where sprinting matters, but where one of them could go long. If it stays together, Cooper should be the one to watch.
Cooper Sayers, I'm really curious to see how he goes in the race this evening because he's a rider who knows the process of the Zwift Academy. He was in the Zwift Academy final last year, and I think he's really taken it all in his stride as Paradigm starts to open things up for the first intermediate sprint. He's trying to get a gap on the others, and he's the one who's already got a couple of bike lengths now.
All right, let's see if he can drive the first nail home. There's 3 points, and he grabs them, Hannah. We'll take a look at how that scores, but that's the way to open up your account. You can see the roll-through happening now. We will go back and tally the points. It's going to be Vergallito coming through, it looks like, in second, and Hoffman through for third. We see that, unfortunately, we did have to scratch a rider here as we didn't have an opportunity to yet have Will Loudon with us, and we certainly will see him back in the future. That kid's got a lot of heart. Everyone was super impressed. But back to the action now.
Tactically, what is their plan coming into this race? How are things going to work out? The intensity of these sprints that they're taking on, because the lap is only 1.9 kilometers long as we pass the finish arch for the first time and the first opportunity for these riders to take a power up. If you go too early and you put yourself into the red zone, there is no coming back from that. So they know that the points are a crucial moment. I think for me, if anyone's wanting to try and make a breakaway, it's going to be on that penultimate lap where they're going to try and make a move. If you go now, it's far too early. It's not likely that they're going to be able to remain and stay away for this duration.
So this is going to be Jasper Paradise. He picked up 3 points. Last time it was Cooper Sayers getting 2 and Vergallito getting 1. It goes back and forth out here. You can see the power-ups being played back to you, Hannah, as these guys are looking now to make a mark.
And it's going to be close on the dime. Paradigms, does he come through and snatch the maximum points there? Interesting, because it was Vergallito who started to open things up, and you saw how crucial the power-ups were as you made that right-hand turn onto the cobbles on that 4% incline. This is hotly contested.
This race, this is exactly like an Olympic track format, to tell you the truth, as far as points distribution and risk reward, all of those formulas at play. These riders now are really relying on something that it's inside your DNA or it isn't. Here we go, they're galloping. Can he do it 3 times in a row?
It's a flurry of feather power-ups as each rider drops their weight in game by 10% for 15 seconds.
This one's going to score big, Jasper. Oh, boy.
That was close on the line there. That was close on the line between Sayers, Paradise and Hoffman.
Jasper wins the sprint again, takes the 3, Cooper with the 2, and his neighbour from Adelaide, Lucas Hoffman, takes the 1.
25-year-old from Italy, and he goes straight over the top of these 3 riders. A big attack over the top here.
Holding the gap, putting down this sustained power and staying away is not easy. But Luca is playing to his strengths. He knows he doesn't have the sprint to beat Jasper and Cooper, so he's simply ridden away from them.
Every race has this dynamic, very small window. Back to you, Hannah.
And he's got an aero power-up. Take a look at this. Using this power-up to perfection. He got that at the previous banner arch at that lap. And he's going to keep that for 15 seconds, reducing the CDA by 25%. And now he's gone. He's got distance 5 seconds to these 3 riders. And what the situation here.
It does make some strange noises though. Is that a problem?
I was not expecting it. I heard it before, but not in this setup.
Let me bring you up to date here then, as the points have all gone Jasper's way so far. So the Belgian here has 9 points. That's a perfect score right now. However, he's definitely behind the 8 ball here. Cooper Sayers is sitting on 4 points. Lucas Hoffman, so the 2 Australians right there are in that sandwich between Jasper and then Luca. But this is Luca Vergallito. He's gone all in. He's been in the bank. He's got the money, and now he's in the getaway car. And it looks like the Australians are going to have to work together to lead up this chase.
Luca takes the maximum through that sprint arch, but who will win the race for second? It's Jasper again. He keeps showing Cooper and the judges that he has better legs than him, or so tonight at least.
This is 1 to go. So, all right. He's going to be looking now at the 3 behind him. Can he do it and hold on with the valuable double points waiting at the finish line? 6 points for the winner, 4 for second, and 2 for third. If you're Jasper, there's enough points back in this group, if you start running those numbers here, as Vergallito on the final climb right now. He's gone all in.
3 points into the pocket of Vergallito. He takes his tally closer to Paradines at the moment as they went a brick climb on that 4% incline. And look, Sayers wanting to make his move. Sayers is trying and bridge across and get away from Paradines and Hoffman. He's on brick climb at the moment. He'll make that right-hand turn. Can he pick up the 2 points? I think he holds on for those 2 points, and it's Hoffman who picks up the 1. He's going to go to Vergallito in the Zwift Academy finals. The 25-year-old Italian round the final hairpin with 180 meters to go. He's got the finish line in sight. The Italian is going to take the maximum points. He's going to take 6. He's got the 14, but behind is where the racing is going to be close. Arms aloft for the Italian Vergallito. He takes the victory. What a well-timed performance tonight. But here, this is where the performance of this trio behind the round the bottom corner. Sayers starts to open up, 12.9 watts per kilogram. Is he going to have some challenge from the Belgian Paradines? The Belgian is coming round him. It's going to be close on the line. Who gets it? Oh, Dave, so close on the line.
We're going to take a look at a replay here. Actually, I believe they've got that queued up. It was fast and furious, no doubt about it. You can see that's going to be Cooper Sayers there, the Australian flag. So we'll have a chance to review everything here, but this is the guys coming in. There's critical points right now. I'd have to say that this is Cooper on the front right now. As you take a look at the guys, it's going to be his countrymen. They're making the charge to come up and take third out of the 4 racers out here. So Jasper went from Hannah a win, a second, and then to the back of this group of 4. Actually, that's going to be a good look at how close this was.
Wow, that is close there.
So the final standings look like this. Luca wins on 14, Jesper oh so close on 13, Lucas jumps to third on 8, and Cooper finishes on the bottom with 7.
Why aren't you happy with second?
I want to be the first one, clear, yeah.
Yeah.
Clear. So, yeah.
It's pretty rough. There was always going to be one person that just tried to attack off the front and avoid the sprints. So just try to time my sprints as best as possible, and obviously, didn't get all of them right. Just, tried to get as much as I could right.
Okay, so we are in the Zwift Arena, in the aftermath. It's still hot in here, isn't it? Let's put it that way. The riders have been suffering. What were your take-homes from it, Magnus?
Well, there were some technical mistakes, I would say, in terms of on the racing, not using power-ups. I think Alex missed out on a few of those, although her power numbers were really good.
I guess that's ultimately what you want to see, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for anyway in a rider. So she did some really good stuff, and very good on the technical drills that we had this morning as well behind the car, and getting bottles from the car, etc., etc. She was very good. I think Chiara rode a very tactically smart race in that she waited for that final lap and got the points, and the double points on the finish line as well. And Nearly as well, just sort of hung back and waited for that final lap and trying to get there.
Yeah, and the guys' race was nowhere near as competitive. Luca I wouldn't say he demolished the field in terms of power, but he made it look easy, didn't he? The way he attacked, he chose the right moment, one move, and that was it. Did that surprise you, given his lack of racing experience?
He chose the right moment, and he smashed the others immediately.
Yeah, and Christoph, when we were speaking before the race, you said, Cooper's going to win, and Cooper came last, which, I'm not pinning that on you as a mistake, but he disappointed, right?
I have to say it honestly, Cooper disappointed me a bit in this points race. We had the experience with him from last year that he is a real punchy rider. This was a race less than 15 minutes. The approach was also a real points race. They just went in for the sprints, and in between the sprints they were just riding 150 watts.
And Jesper, I personally was quite surprised to see that. He was putting out some big numbers, but crikey, his cadence, his bike, I thought he was about to destroy his Canyoneer road.
Yes, he was not gentle for his bike, not at all.
Would that sprint work in the real world,
no.
riding at 70 RPM?
No, I think it's very difficult to turn, honestly.
Yeah, okay. And Beth, what about the morning session? So it sounds like the riders that didn't have the experience had the wherewithal to ask for advice and then nailed it. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it is a fair assessment. We did a few little tests in the earlier challenges. They had asked for feedback. And today, actually, second time around, they all did much better. It's just nice to see. It's what you want, that someone's willing to say, actually, I don't know what to do, and give them feedback. They take it on board and they execute it the next time.
The bottles from the team car was an interesting exercise. We've obviously marked them already. Lucas came a cropper, didn't he? But is that something that you can teach?
Yes, that's what we see in the team as well.
Okay.
Some are very good, and some they stay,
Yeah, okay.
They look a bit scared also.
Yeah, and how much is the bottle cost, the one that he dropped? How much is that?
€2.
Okay, right, he'll get the bill later on. Right, now, of course, you have to go away and make your decisions of rider of the day, but also today, we have the much more difficult decision of the rider that's going to be leaving the competition. An added complication this morning that we've already lost a rider from the men's side of things, but we now have parity, we now have 4. But yeah, is there anyone you think already that you don't have to name names?
Yeah. I think so. I think we know.
Okay, well, we'll go and meet the riders.
Okay, finalists, you have made it through day 3. It's under your belts. A tricky day, I think, if not super taxing, with those technical skills drills in the morning and then that points race on Zwift in the evening, which, to be fair, was short and particularly vicious.
Yeah, girls, you had a super tough race and you left it all out there. But boys, maybe a little bit more of a tactical race for you, because I actually think the girls put out more power than you.
I think they did indeed. Right, now we of course have to celebrate the winners of that points race, so congratulations to Luca and Chiara as well. That was a great ride, both of you.
But most importantly, who impressed the judges the most today? The riders of the day are Alex and Luca. Congratulations both. Alex, Alex, the judges said that you performed really well out on the tactical stuff on the road, and they were really impressed with how you approached the race in the afternoon.
Sorry, can I just interrupt there? Alex, we were all screaming at you internally to hit the power up button. It was big and blue and it really would have helped. But anyway, amazing power output all the same.
And Luca, they were really impressed with how you approached the race tactically and physically, so well done.
Oh boy. Now, we talked this morning that people would be leaving the Zwift Academy today. We obviously have to spare a thought for poor old Will with going home earlier today, but unfortunately, 2 more riders are going to be going home from the Zwift Academy tonight.
The riders that will be leaving the competition are
Elena and Cooper. Really sorry, both of you. You've done brilliantly, but it's the end of the road here at Zwift Academy for you. Cooper, all right, mate.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, today's race probably should have suited me a bit better, so the expectation of a result should have suited me better, but didn't deliver. So yeah, it was a brilliant start to the morning. Technically was exceptional, but yeah, just didn't have the end result that they were probably searching for.
I went in just wanting to put everything out there. I knew there would be eliminations today, and I think I did fairly well in that race, but obviously not enough. The other 3 girls are just so strong, and I could already see that like from the past 2 days and out on the road. So I think I'm not like necessarily surprised that I was eliminated first. Of course, disappointed because you always want to, advance to the next round. But yeah, it was a great experience while it lasted. And I've learned so much and will take a lot out of this experience with me.
That felt brutal, didn't it?
It was, yeah, didn't like that.
Did it take you by surprise who the judges picked?
It did a little bit. I really wasn't expecting Elena to go. I think she really impressed me in that Zwift race tonight. Wasn't expecting it from her, but I think Cooper, he had a lot to prove this year and just didn't step up to the mark.
No, he didn't, did it? I guess too little too late for Elena. But clearly the competition is hotting right up. We are down to just 6 finalists, and tomorrow is going to be a seriously cool day where they're going head to head against the pros. But after that, man, I need a beer. You want to come?
Yeah, actually I'm busy. Vanderpool's asked me to go and teach him how to do some like bunny hops and wheelies and stuff, so
Really?
I better go, yeah. It's probably waiting for me, actually. See you in a bit.
Can I come? Would that be okay?
He actually said definitely don't invite Si, so probably best you sit out of this one.
Next time on the Zwift Academy Finals, the pro team judges make our hopefuls race each other on the roads of southern Spain.
He thinks he's the fastest in the sprint.
And then race against Paulina Royackers and Mathieu van der Poel.
What is he waiting for?
We have them join with Wendel and North and West.